Hello, my name is DC. I'll be giving you match analysis for Al Hilal versus Al Orobah. Yeah, so once again, I'll be watching this at the same time as you. So let's get into this one. Funny thing with this match is most of the goals came late. Okay, let's start. Alright, so boys played, and that's such an easy goal. But how did they even get to this position first? Let's pause it here. He has the ball. I'm assuming. Okay, I like to believe this is off a counter, just based on how everyone is running freely towards the goal. Well, except for the defenders, they're running in terms of they're going to score on us, aren't they? All right, so he is alone. So I think at this point in time, he can push forward to go there. Then one, two, three. This situation here is a bit tricky because he might be chasing him, but he is actually in a better position because he's slightly ahead of him, and he can just do that, and then they can meet somewhere in between here. But the problem is that he's focused here, and it's very difficult for him to relay an instruction to him, especially when he's running forward. So the best that he can do is just continue to follow Mitrovic, and I think he's been crowded out very well. Let's see what happens. Sorry about that. I think he just gets outpaced. And it looks like he was forward. I think he should have anticipated that pass quicker. He should have just gone. He should have just gone there quicker, so that at least maybe he forces him, because he just lets him run freely here. I think he should have just done that quicker. And the ball here, it's well played. We've seen people mess this up, and yeah, I think he's also crazy quick because that burst of acceleration is wild. Once again, he's focusing here. He's focusing here. He's behind Mitrovic. There's nothing he can really do. Yeah, there's nothing he can really do, and it's just it's a simple goal. Boom, across the goal, and Mitrovic puts it in the back of the net. Hey, the guy is tired. Yeah, it's as easy as that. Which, if we're being honest, really shouldn't be that easy. Because I do understand he's here because he's also, he also keeps it in mind. But it's one of those things. Since it's off a counter attack, I mean, when you're running full speed, it's very hard to relay instructions because there are some people when they can be jogging at normal pace, but then it's very difficult for them to talk. Now, just imagine running back as quick as this. And Al Hilal just do the simple things. They just play the ball quickly. Yeah, plays a lovely ball. First time, boom, go. Yeah, but I think it's a mistake that causes that whole counter attack situation. But I don't really see where it originates from, so I'll just assume it was a counter attack. All right, that 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 looked dangerous. That looked very dangerous. Yeah, it's because his stats are showing. But straight red, yeah, feels a bit harsh. Anyway, look at this. Almost there. Almost led to a goal. Oof. Let's watch that again. That, yeah, leads to almost good goal. Alright, cross in the box. Mitrovic, yeah. Funny thing is, if it was either side of the keeper. But then again, here's another thing. Like, this is where he definitely should have doubled team because this is Mitrovic. The man is very good at headers, especially when you. Because look, just let it load a bit. Because I have clicked the pencil, but it's just taking a while to load. Oh, have I? I didn't. I didn't actually. Yeah, so at this point here, I think it's supposed to be double team. Yeah, you're definitely supposed to double team because this is Mitrovic. The guy is huge. He can jump and he can put a lot of power on a header. And this is one thing I've noticed, like especially with defenders. Like I don't usually see the teamwork. Like he's in front of him, he's behind him. They can squeeze up on him. One stays on the shoulder, one stays in front of him. So that when they jump, he shoves him to the other side, and then he jumps in behind him. So like he jumps like jumping backwards, so that they force him to like just offset him, or just put him down. And it's very rare the ref gives fouls where, for example, there's an attacking player and then he gets crowded out by three other players. Even though one of the three other players can foul him, it's very rare for the ref to give, because the ref will just assume you've been crowded out. Yeah, stuff like that. But here, and then yeah, he can feel Mitrovic, and then instead of helping out his teammate, I don't know why he's here. Just help your teammate out, double team him. That's Mitrovic. And then look what happens. That's what Mitrovic can do. And why is he? Why are his hands in the air? He should have just been stronger. Because you are battling for a ball. Very funny. You see, that's a lovely delicate chip. All right, so let me just push it back. Maybe, yeah, maybe there. Ball is played in. I assume this is off another counter. Gap between the center back and the left back is huge. Player is able to run through this gap. And also, no one is here to pressure the player on the ball. He has a lot of time to make the pass. The guy here can see the player is running through. Does he follow him? Not really. He doesn't really follow him. He decides to maintain his shape. And that's a really good chip. That is a really, really good chip. Because they just play everything quick, and it's because of this space here. Because funnily enough, if he was here, he would have had to go in behind him, and that would have probably forced him into a cross, which gives you a better situation at defending the ball. And even then, it's a really good goal. But I do feel I think he had a step early on him, such that he could have, gone to the ball and stuff like that. This was offside, but it's really good play. Because one thing I'm really enjoying is how quick. Just look at that one touch. Once again, look at this gap here. That is a very big gap. Very, very big gap. Pass. Just one touch football. Pass, move, pass, move, pass, move. It looks simple, but it looks simple, but it's simple. They probably practice this a lot of times on training ground, and you do have to, you know, make it work. Now, is this a foul? Yeah, definitely, because he sticks his leg. He sticks his leg out, and then because that's one thing I don't get. I really don't get this, because he's turned him. He's turned very quickly, and then not only does he grab him, but then he decides to do. He grabs him, he impedes him with his hands and also with his legs. That's the most obvious of fouls that's ever going to be given. And he's not even going to bother trying to stay up, because he knows he's going to get a penalty. Yeah. And one thing I really don't like about penalties is how they allow the striker to run up. The striker can run, stop, run, stop. That offsets the keeper, because the keeper is supposed to jump, and then you need momentum. This initially was a mistake by the keeper, and just like that, they are so good at this, so quick. They play it so, so, so quick. Yeah, just because this comes from a terrible goal kick. And then there's only so much you can do, because in this region here, they're outnumbered. They are outnumbered. And the goodness of this team is, like I've said before, they're playing it really quick. One touch. You play it here, he takes a touch already. But you get the point. Passes it, pass, just like that, so quick. And the fact this guy starts running from here, which for me is wild. He starts his run here and he's still able to go unchallenged. I understand it comes from a goal kick. People are set up in a certain way, so they'll be further away from the box, but come on. Look where he starts running from. He arrives, he's on side, gets the ball, quickly puts it out. And this VAR check here at the end of the game was because the Al Aroba, I think it's Al Orobah, is it? Yeah, Al Orobah player got fouled in the box. It was supposed to be a penalty, but I don't know. I do feel that was supposed to be given. I understand the ref didn't want the game to take as long as it did, but just let the person take the penalty. At least they have something to, if they miss, they score. Just let them take the penalty because just give the pen. At least maybe they got with something. Maybe they're trying to protect the. Maybe he just wanted the game to end quickly, but you should have at least given him the pen just so that his efforts don't go in vain. Whether he misses or scores, that's on him. Otherwise, that's been my match analysis. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.